but nonetheless, listen to that thing. Glorious. I am loving that. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 in the free mode with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful, beautiful new airplane hangar and our beautiful, beautiful new airfield. 4 big, big, big planes nonetheless. And look at what I have here. Isn't that one beautiful new plane that we have just bought in the last episode? And there's a bunch more actually coming out of the hangars because we have finally modernized our air fleet here in the game. What cool planes those are. Really looking forward to actually having those fly around on one of our longest routes, actually, all the way across the map. Well, it's not like we do have that many airplane routes yet, but it is going to remain for pretty much ever one of the longest routes, from all the way up here in Space City all the way down there to Basingstoke. So very, very awesome stuff, and very much looking forward to these things flying around. We will today take a little fly around on these, you know, just watch them take off, fly on their merry way over, just enjoy the view from up there a tad bit, and then we will go ahead and finish off, hopefully today, finally, after a bunch of episodes, our modernization move on all our fleet, and afterwards finally be getting a chance to look at some new business fields, which, believe me, there is a ton of cool options out there for us to pick up, so I'm sure we will find ourselves something to keep us busy. For the time being though, while I would say we have a little peek here, well, in fact we just go and hit play here, and we have a little peek at our airplane. I would say, while this thing does go for its maiden flight, with us on board then in just a second, if I can, well, adjust the camera. Apparently, we are unable to go up. Oh no, wait! It is the wrong airplane. This one's taking off first, quickly! Not with passengers, but nonetheless, you know, there we go, for the maiden flight of our first one. Absolutely beautiful. So, while we already have a little peek at takeoff here, and also at the beautiful landscape in just a second, I just want to ask you guys to, if you're new around here, if you do happen to enjoy this episode and the constant freezes due to autosaves in this game, please make sure to go ahead and smash that subscribe button right down below. Would really mean the absolute world to me. We're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and every single person does really help out a lot with that. That said though, look at that beautiful view at Space City. Isn't that magnificent? That town has already grown so much. I have to say, when Crumbslide told me at some point that, you know, I should name something Space City, and I chose this one, I did not know that this would become the biggest city in the region. Like, Jesus Christ. It's not like we deliberately just scaled it like crazy, but somehow that is just what happened. And look at what gigantic city that thing has become. There's another one of those planes right behind us, including a third one all the way back there. Look at those huge bridges and all the terrain. But you can feel, I would say, just how fast these things are. Went all the way up to 480 kilometers, and now we're already slowing back down on our way into Basingstoke. I'm not sure what the max speed of these things is, but I've got the feeling that we almost didn't manage to hit it there, which would be quite crazy. It definitely has a good bit of an impact though, the speed increase. Unfortunately, of course, you know, while landing and ascending, it's not got that much of an impact, but still, you know, quite cool. And of course, you have a good bunch that we had aboard on this end of the map as well that are already circling around. If we have a little look here, yeah, so 486 kilometers now. It's actually perfect. We're pretty much hitting top speed, holding it for a few seconds and slowing back down. So, working well, I would say, you know, with the top speed. Working quite well. Not perfect, but quite well indeed. And we just made 27 million in the like minute that we spent on that flight. Jesus Christ. So, we've got 100 mil to spend on something, and I would say we find something to spend that money on. First and foremost, let me just have a quick look here. We had definitely taken care of these planes. I do think that we had not looked at all these things yet, so there is more modernization to do, believe it or not. So I would say, let's have a quick little look at that, right? We do have this thing, which I think is one of our first ever? No, it's actually not. It's not down here. It's all the way up here. Planks Tools Space City. Oh yeah, if we remember, this thing was gigantically long. 56 train carts. So I would say there's some optimization potential there, and you know, going for some bigger ones. If we have a look at this thing, it's also already in bad condition, so that's another thing to keep in mind. If we have a look at that, we are at 498 of a rate, which is a little high, isn't it? We only need 400, so that's the first bit of optimization potential right here. As you can see, some carts that have never ever actually been even used for planks, so first worrying sign right there. But I am tending to say we can definitely push this thing quite a bit. There is a bit of an incline on this, I think, but there's actually quite a substantial, well, I mean, it's not that bad of an incline on this line. So, I mean, the tractive effort, I would say, is not that important at the end of the day. But speed, you know, it would certainly help out a bit. We do have these new carts now, which go all the way to 120 kilometers an hour. And this train that is currently still on there, I guess it's a Class A3. So we're at, well, we could actually go 120 kilometers an hour with the thing. We do, of course, have something like this thing, which would offer like minor extra power and tractive effort at pretty much the same cost, 5 kilometers an hour more, which won't give us anything, but it would accelerate a little bit faster. It would be a new train. The thing is, do we care that much about the emissions? Oh yeah, I would say we do. This thing is at this point going right past Space City because the city has expanded so crazily. It used to be like kilometers away, it felt like, and now it's just literally outside the city. So, what I would say we do, we've got 448 capacity. Of course, we're already really over the capacity that we need by quite a substantial bit. I think it was like 80 that never got used. So, we're definitely going down to 360 capacity. Now, a matter of fact, though, we're going to be able to go 40 kilometers an hour faster, so that's something to keep in mind. I would say we're going down to like 330 capacity. And, oh, wait, before we do anything, is this electrified? Yes, it is. Okay. So we go down to 330 capacity, and then we will re-evaluate after the train's gone back and forth once, if we are still over capacity given the extra speed, right? And then we'll kind of go from there. So, first and foremost, getting rid of all that, we will get the new RE44. Beautiful locomotive. I really am liking that one. You know, it's looking quite good, in my opinion. And it's very good bang for buck. So, very, very nice. Very happy to use that quite often. In any case, so we'll use a flat cars with side stakes here. You can see 5 capacity more, the extra speed on top of that, and of course all the extra cost that comes with that. So we do of course need to make sure that whatever we do here is actually somewhat prudent in terms of cost. That was too much, wasn't it? Let's go do 325. I feel, honestly speaking, that that's probably already going to be sufficient. We'll see. We'll find out. That's going to be our new train. Probably have lost a bit of planks there that the train was previously carrying, but that's fine. And here it is, chugging away, happily ever after. And oh, it was only going at 58 kilometers an hour. Maybe we do need more tractive effort on the thing, eh? We'll have to kind of check how fast it goes on its second trip, I guess. For the time being, if we have a quick look here, we are at 361 of rate, which is of course not great. But after it has gone back and forth a little bit with the appropriate speeds, this should be changing. So we will have to kind of wait for that for a quick second. It does look like it's not going to happen just here now, but it should happen on the second trip, I would hope. Hopefully we haven't cut it too much, but generally speaking shouldn't be the case. So we'll see. I mean, now on the way back, given that it's going downhill, it's probably going to reach that top speed. Albeit, I have to say, it's really taking quite a long while to reach it, but it's getting there. So, we'll see. We'll give it some time. We'll just let the thing run. And we're at 100 mil, so we need to kind of keep spending money. This thing here isn't full. There's new stuff. Also, oh my god, that locomotive looks sick. That looks like a diesel locomotive, so that's quite cool. In any case, though, this thing here I'm really wondering about. It doesn't seem there's anything on there currently for quite a while now. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. This is this very, very long train, isn't it? Plastic to Broadstairs Goods Factory. So we're using the plastic all the way out there. And we're coming in from all the way out here, basically. Making already 400 units of plastic out here. The goods factory, how much is it using? Oops, clicking all the wrong things. So it's only using 300 thus far. In fact, it's only using 150? But why? Bit confused about that. So it is technically able to use 300. Maybe it's just kind of adjusting now. I've got no clue, to be honest. Do probably also need to up our shipment possibilities. I'm not even sure what we're all shipping to here at the moment. That's something for us to find out at a later point. For the time being, we're looking to supply 300 units, I guess. Maybe that's also a limiting factor. Yeah, we only have a rate of 197 here. So that's an issue. The question being, is this electrified? It is. Do we have the possibility? Of course, we can kind of just upgrade the carts, right? This thing can go quite fast, to my knowledge. 145, 1986 power. In fact, why is this thing that expensive? Oh no, it isn't. It's actually quite cheap, in fact. Quite cool, 120 kilometers an hour. Well, it is, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's decent. If you don't need that much power, I guess. Tractive effort is quite good. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting to keep in mind. But the question here being, for myself right now, would this be better suited for the job? I mean, 100k a year in maintenance cost. To be honest, I mean, it's probably not worth investing all the money in, right? But what is worth investing all the money, most definitely, I would say, is the faster boxcars, I guess, we're using. So, you know, it's going to give us more capacity in the end. In fact, well, I mean, the train is really not capable of pulling more. But I would kind of... Do we have something with more power? Is this literally our highest powered train right now? No, we do have the AE47, and it can only go 100 kilometers an hour, so we don't want that. We do have the BRE94 with a lot of power, but quite slow. And well, this thing's got less power, this thing's got even less power, so it is in fact our most powerful train, Jesus Christ. We can't really improve it much more in terms of how much capacity we give it. It was at 288, right? Was it? Ah, God. Okay, we will have to do that again. Sorry, guys. 288 capacity. So... I mean, we'll try and push it a tad bit, but we can't really do much more because, you know, the train just can't pull that much more in terms of power. Unfortunately, we'll need more powerful trains there in order to actually be able to fully serve that connection as much as you want. I'm going to push it to 300 capacity, but my hope is that the extra 40 kilometers an hour is already going to push it quite a lot, because it is a lot of distance to cover, really, right? And the faster we can cover that distance, the better. In terms of capacity, we can really not do much more. So that's the plan there. We will just hope that that is going to do a good bit. My question being, where's that train at? Here. How fast is it now going? 90. Oh, it is in a bit of a curve here, so well, still, it shouldn't be slowing down, should it? There's inclines and stuff, so you can see that with the inclines the train's still quite struggling, but it is at least going faster than it previously was, right? So we'll see just how much that will push the rate. For the time being, it's estimated to be at 205. I guess it's going to be more. In the case of this train, though, we're at 393 of a rate, so we did actually make the train a tad bit too short, I would say. It's only going at 56 kilometers an hour up that incline. Ah, 57. I think we need to maybe upgrade the locomotive further. It's not sufficient. God. Okay, can we do something about a locomotive? Is there some good way to do it? I have got no idea in the world, to be honest. Not really. We'll leave it at that, and just we'll attach one more train cart and just leave it like at that for the time being. But that's the indication, right? That's the indication that we still kind of need more powerful trains in some places here. Absolutely. We really, really want some more improvements there. Well, in any case, moving on from that, we will be looking at more things to improve. So, plastic we already did. We've got steel, Broadstairs, goods factory. That seems to be a very short one. Oh yeah, that's between these, right? We've also very newly set that one up, but maybe it's over the capacity that we need at this point due to the factories expanding, so worth checking. 249 of a rate, and it's able to do 400. Yeah, good thing we checked. So, we'll just make this thing a little... Well, I mean, in fact, it's at a mediocre... I was going to say we just make it a little longer, but maybe not. After all, I would say new train carts are really not that worth it. So, I think we're going to keep these sort of train carts, because, I mean, the distance between the two delivery points is so short that the extra speed is not going to do much for us. And aside that, you know, it's not really going to give us that much extra use. I do have the feeling, though, that as much as I like the bang for buck of this locomotive, it is becoming, unfortunately, a bit outdated for the purpose. So we do need a little bit more power, is the point. We've got 580 kilowatts here. Let's go and check around. I mean, these are all honestly a bit beefy for the job, if you think about it, right? Especially with a short distance that needs to be covered. I mean, the choice, I would say, is either between something like an A35, or I guess the diesel locomotive that we've got going here. I mean, that thing's got decent power. I don't know if we will ever need that much power, though, to be honest. It feels like an overkill, but I kind of want to check it out. It's a new locomotive, you know, and you guys probably want to see it too. So let's just go for it. Let's have some fun. We're going to pick that one and just add a good bunch more flat cars. We were at 7. What do I have now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was below 200, right? And we needed a rate of 400. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll do that. Should be sufficient. Boom! Very nice, very cool. I am loving that. There goes the newest train added. Absolutely fancy. Our first diesel train as well. I am really, really liking this. Look at that beauty. Let me go and hit play. And just listen to that diesel whirring away. Unfortunately, somehow I'm not able to go up with the camera anymore when I'm in this view. I don't know if something got changed there in that sense. But nonetheless, listen to that thing. Glorious. I am loving that. Cool, so, well, that's our first diesel train, you know, servicing that little, area right there. I think quite cool indeed. Very much liking it. Actually, the one thing that I haven't looked at, how are the diesel trains comparing to, like, the coal locomotives in terms of emissions and all? 68? Oh, it's actually, okay, that's actually quite nice. I mean, there is some electric locomotives that do have less in terms of emissions, but it is on the level of some other electric locomotives in terms of emissions, and it's definitely better than the coal-powered trains, so I'm really, really liking that. Quite cool indeed. Very, very nice little balanced compromise, I guess, especially on train tracks that we may not have electrified yet, if we do want to save ourselves the hassle of electrifying everything. So that's quite cool. And on top of that, looking at the rates here, steel, 539. Yeah, we may have overdone it a tad bit. Let's go and remove 3. That should kind of balance things out. Yeah, 431. Let's leave it at that. I think that's solid. This thing here, the rate, we managed to get it up at 225. I think we were down to at 180 or something previously. So we managed to boost the rate a little bit. Unfortunately, by far not to the 300 that we want, or even the 400 that will be needed at some point. But well, we just need a better train for this thing. Like, that's all I can say about that. For the planks, 454 now. So I guess the rate did go up again. And now we do have a little bit more capacity. But nah, it is what it is. We're not going to just tinker too much with that. Then we've got steel. Basingstoke. Where is that? Here. Ah, I remember. Okay. So steel Basingstoke Stapleford. I think, well, we started with the low rate. It's a question of things have already grown, to be honest. And they have. We've got more requirements. And the requirements are probably going to also come in the form of planks. But looking at this then, at the steel mill. No, that is the steel mill. Oh, yeah. We definitely have more capacity there. So, absolute necessity to go and adjust this thing. And, well, honestly, absolute necessity also almost, I feel, to adjust the locomotive. Well, in fact, the thing is, no, it's not that curvy. So we could probably harness some extra speed. I thought the railway was so curvy that we wouldn't get much out of it, but probably. Then again, I don't know. I mean, the thing is that this thing is very nice and powerful. You've got to give it that, right? 2,300 kilowatts, very, very nice. One of our most powerful options, aside for the BRE94, which is even slower, though. I think, honestly, if we make this thing, like, double the length, which we kind of need to eventually be able to cover the 400 that it's going to grow to, and I don't want to come back for every, like, factory upgrade that we have, because we've just got too much stuff on the map at this point, then it probably makes sense just to stick with this one for the power, because we'll need it. We'll need it, definitely, and if anything, we will need a more powerful train in the future. So, we'll keep it at that, but we will definitely adjust the capacity to, like, 200, and we'll go and choose the new flat cars in order to enable the train to go a little faster as well, and that should easily allow us to hit the 400 that we want. So, there's the concept for that train. That brings us up now to, well, 410 without the speed adjustment. We'll get rid of one train car, right? That should then pretty much balance it out for us. That is 385, and once the speed adjustment is 3, you can see it's already gradually going up. That's fine. That is totally fine. This thing is at 509 now with the speed adjustment. Jesus Christ. Okay, we can probably make that a little bit more efficient. So, looking at that now, 424, we'll keep it at that, and this thing is still going to go up. Jesus Christ, there's still so much to modernize. I thought we were going to get done today. I jinxed myself, didn't I, guys? I absolutely jinxed myself. Well, we've got towards Basingstoke here, rate of 254, which the demand is at 210, so that's quite good. The only question maybe being if there is the potential to go ahead and upgrade to a truck that is a little bit more modern, because we did, in fact, get quite a bunch of road vehicles in, I think. Nothing in terms of new cool trucks, though. I mean, we've got this thing where I think it wasn't really better. Not really, necessarily. So we can kind of leave it at that. We're fulfilling the demands. That's all cool. That's all good. That's all fine. We can live with that. Then we've got Tool Space City. 264, 332 rate. We have a little look at that. I mean, we've almost already at the rate, to be honest. But the thing is, we're not even shipping everything. Oh my god, do we need to adjust the delivery line here again? Really? I mean, first and foremost, I've got the strong feeling that we should probably add like 2 trucks to that delivery line. Because, well, I mean, we've almost hit capacity there, so kind of worth preparing that. But there's definitely some issue with the delivery line. I'm quite sure about that. If we have a truck unload stop. Well, the question kind of being, so everything's out here. Yeah, I'm quite sure we're not covering this upper corner properly or something. Let me just double check. Where are these? Where's this line going? It's this blue line, right? So we got this one, that one, and that one. Okay, and where do we need tools? This one. This covers pretty much that. We were nearly covering everything on the corner of the thing there. No, in theory, we should pretty much... Yeah, I feel like we're pretty much covering everything. Like a small corner here, maybe a small corner there, but nothing that should justify that. It's weird. That is quite weird, to be honest. But the shipment does seem to be up... No, I think it's fine. 292 out of... Yeah, so it's fine. I think the delivery points are fine. I mean, we're missing like a house here and a house there, but it's really not worth an entirely new delivery point just yet, so we'll leave it at that. 2 new trucks for that line, that's good. I think that helps a little bit in terms of future-proofing, but aside that is fine. That said, though, unbelievably, we are already out of time again, which I find absolutely insane. But there's even more stuff left. There's the trams, there's the wood, and then in like 2 years, but at some point, we will finally be done with modernization. We're still not, though. So, well, I guess that's what you get when you build an insane transport empire in Transport Fever 2 over the course of like 60 episodes. I don't even know where we're at. I've lost track, guys. Well, in any case, so a little bit more modernization to come then before we can finally go and look at some new business branches. I hope you all are looking forward to it, though. Should be quite fun indeed. For today, though, we're ending it off right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed the episode. Of course, if you did, please make sure to go ahead and smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. With all those things out of the way, though, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.